Hey, good morning. This morning we're going to be in Matthew chapter 11. We're going to start in verse 16. And by the time we're in verse 17, we're going to have finished a little saying from Jesus. When we go 18 through 19, we're going to get into something different. So let's get started. We're in verse 16, Matthew chapter 11. To what can I compare this generation? They are like children sitting in the marketplace and calling out to others, "We played the flute for you, and you did not dance. We sang a dirge, and you did not mourn." I think of, our time, the news, the social media of our time, and they try to stir you up. They pit this group against that group. You need to hate these people and love those people. You need to support these people, and anyone who supports these people is bad, right? They sang a flute and you did not dance. They sang a dirge and you didn't mourn. These people that are following Christ, they're like doing discernment of what's going on, collecting the data and making sound decisions. All right, this next portion. And you got to remember during this particular verse, he's talking about John the Baptist, who's currently in prison and has sent his disciples to inquire to Jesus about what Jesus is doing and who he's sent from and all that. So Jesus is responding through a sermon here. So let's get into 18. For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say he's a glutton and a drunkard, a friend to the tax collectors and sinners. But wisdom is proved right by her actions. So Jesus says the slander they put on John the Baptist, he's a demon. That's what the preachers were saying about John the Baptist. What were they saying about Jesus? He's a glutton and a drunkard because he hangs out with tax collectors and sinners. I tell you, just do you today. You'll be fine. Have a great day. Be blessed.